You are watching What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio, una americana italiana en la República Dominicana since 2013. A teacher at heart, but her curiosity has sparked new opportunities. Director, businesswoman, humanitarian, talk show host. La curiosa directora has decided to become the student. Go behind the scenes to get a closer look at what this country is all about. And Cher is here with you. So, if you love everything Dominicana, stay tuned. This is What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio. I am really excited today to introduce to you all a true inspiration, someone to admire, someone who beat the odds no matter what people told him. Jonte Hall. He's 5'2", former Harlem Globetrotter, and during his early years, he was often told to quit pursuing his aspirations of becoming a professional basketball player because you're not growing anymore. So just give up. But he had bigger plans. And after many tryouts, many rejections related to his height, not his skills, and only $200 in his pocket, in a one last hope, he gave it his all and became the first shortest player in history for the world famous Harlem Globetrotters. So let me introduce to you all none other than Jonte Too Tall Hall. Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here with me today on What's Up Punta Cana. And so I really appreciate you taking this time with me. And how are things going there? Are you in Baltimore?
No, I'm not. I'm not in Baltimore, but I'm born and raised in Baltimore. I'm like 30 minutes away from Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Harford County.
Okay.
So born and raised in Baltimore. Seeing a lot at an early age. Didn't grow up wealthy. You know, I grew up middle class,
Mm-hmm.
or if you want to call it middle class. Seeing a lot of drugs, seeing a lot of drug transactions. I was offered to do drugs, offered to sell it. Seeing a lot of poverty. Seeing drug users on the corners. Every corner that you go at in Baltimore growing up, I saw a lot of that. Police sirens and ambulance. Go ahead.
Now you grew up. Let me think. You grew up in the 90s. Like you.
Yes, I did grow up in the 90s. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was born in '82.
Okay.
Grew up in the 90s. Childhood in the 90s, and
Mm-hmm.
at that time, right from wrong, and I witnessed a lot of stuff, as far as seeing, like I was saying earlier, drug transactions, seeing drug users every corner I go on, hearing sirens every day, just every day of my life growing up in Baltimore.
So you walking to school, I'm imagining you walk to school every day, correct? And
Yeah.
so,
Yes. So the thing about it, see, I had strict parents, so my mom walked me to school every morning.
oh my God, God bless her.
Yes. She walked me to school every morning, and I got teased for that and everything. Everybody, like all my friends, like, oh, why your mom still walking you to school? You're a baby, But now, as you get older, you see why.
Yes, absolutely. Because it's that one moment, that 1 second that could change your life forever for the good or the bad,
Like that.
right? And
Yep.
and so, wow, that's amazing. So what was it like then? Did people approach you to sell drugs? Did people approach you to do drugs also?
Yes, both. So my friends, back then, it was like marijuana, that type of drug.
Right.
Um, Friends offer that, like to sell it, to do it,
Mhm.
and also to sell cocaine and all that stuff. But back then, my mom instilled in me and my brother, molded us to like, okay, do not do this. Do
Right.
not go out there. And, she gave us the do's and don'ts at an early age.
Hmm.
So we were kind of prepped for that early in our lives, me and my brother. And it was like, okay, my mom told me don't do that. My mom told me say no to it. And that's what I did. So I was offered to sell it and offered to do it at the same time.
Right. Did she explain, like, I'm sure that there's a lot of other parents out there that also tell their kids, don't do that. It's, you shouldn't do that. It's not okay. It's the wrong path
Mm-hmm.
for you. Yet they choose to go down that road. Um, Unfortunately, even with strong parents that, were disciplined in the house and stuff like that, you do have that. What was it that inside of you said, I'm not going to do that? Whether it's the money, because a lot of times kids are attracted with the money. Like, okay, I can
True.
buy whatever I want. I don't have to be suffering. I can help my mom and my dad. And, and so I think that's a big attraction. What was it inside your heart that said, you know what? Even though I can have these things, I'm just not going to do it.
Um, a lot of like was users, and I witnessed that firsthand, and I know I didn't want to go that route. And
Mhm.
also my mom, like I said, my mom just stayed on us.
Right.
And I know it's tough for the inner city kids, well, any kid, because they want to be cool these days. They want to follow their friends' footsteps, and there's a lot of peer pressure. So um, it's just you have to have that strong will, and I was strong at will, like I was strong-willed it back then, and I knew that that route that I didn't want to go in, and I didn't.
Right.
So it was like that will, like, no, Jonte, you want to play basketball, you can't do this. So that kind of like stayed with me and not let me give in.
And you make a good point there too, because as much as kids or there's peer pressure in seeing, all of the bling and all of the good stuff about it, the money
Mm-hmm.
and everything, you're also seeing, the people that are high, addicted to drugs, those that are being arrested, shot or killed because of that.
Yes,
And so yeah, I mean, I guess that, money and everything is great, but the consequence of the negative aspect of it is much stronger than it is, um, for those that than than the positive aspect of it. Now,
absolutely.
did you have friends that said to you, "Hey, come on, just do this just once. What's the big deal?" Did they respect you for making your choice and saying no, or did they just push and push and push?
So at first they were pushing, and when I told them I wanted to be a basketball player, professional basketball player, then they just understood what I was trying to do.
Hmm.
And after that first time, that was it. It wasn't no more pushing. It was like Jonte want to play basketball, so let's keep him positive, let's keep him focused.
Hmm.
So after that first time, it was just no more.
Right. That's wonderful. There was a respect
Hmm.
there for you in the fact that you had a dream.
Absolutely.
Now,
Hmm.
what did you say to your friends that were in the middle of all of this?
I just said no. It's just I was like, no, I'm an athlete. I
No,
said
but
I can't do that.
what advice did you give to your friends? Your friends
Oh,
that were there, that you saw that they were selling or doing or in the middle
mhm.
of the garbage, so to speak. Did you try and help them? Did you I
um, um,
depending, I mean, it's a
um,
very young age there, so.
yeah, I was about to say that.
Mhm.
So when I was younger, I was just like, no. I just said no, it's not for me. I want to play basketball, and that was it. But when I got older, Then I started elaborating. I was like, no, brother, I don't think you need to be doing that because it's only two ways out. You could die or, you could go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So as I got older and I started getting familiar with everything, that's when I started to tell them in so many words, like, it's not for you. You educated, you need to be a lawyer. You need to be a basketball player. You need to be a football player. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just don't start using drugs.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so, and you had a struggle in front of you, not just,
Yes.
growing up in inner city but also you had, physically you were, God only made you so tall. And
I
so,
know, right? Yeah,
so
you're
not
right about that.
all of that, then you had the other situation. So tell me about that, and tell me about every time that someone said to you, you're not going to be a basketball player, you're not going to be a basketball player, you're not going to be a basketball, like, I mean, that strength, that is huge inner strength for a child, for a teenager, for a child to continue to go and say, and keep on coming up to that. You're not, and you're just, I am. So what is that like?
It was tough. It was tough growing up. That's why it's very important for anybody to know who they are and what they're trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
and just stay with it and have faith and strong mind, because you're gonna get tested. Just like I was always tested by my peers, by family members telling me give up, why you want to do that, why you want to pursue basketball, why you want to do this, why you want to do that, you too small, you only 5'2". And so I always had that killer instinct, that will to like want to become a pro basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Like I received my first basketball at 6 years old.
Wow.
And from then, that time, I knew what I wanted to do. And I started playing organized basketball at 9 years old. And that's what, like, team 5-on-5, the team, you got your team, they got their team, you have 2 referees and all that good stuff. And that's when I started wanting to be a professional basketball player. And I didn't let anybody come between that. So after that, when I received my first basketball, it was just like, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do.
Oh my God.
And I even gave my basketball names.
And what was
with it.
Basketball's name?
So my first one was Susie.
Susie.
I don't know where that came from. Yes, I don't know where that came from. It was just I don't know. It was just a name.
First thing that came in. and your next
Yep. My next one was Michelle, I think. Michelle.
So they were like your ladies.
Yes. And that what I'm trying to say is that was like my everything. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, I was focused at an early age.
Yeah. And that's incredible, because I know that now, and we're going to talk about the Harlem Globetrotters, but now for you, even after the Harlem Globetrotters, I know that it is a really big focus for you right now, and something extremely important to your heart, to go around and inspire and talk to children. And I've been a teacher for many, many years. I'm an educator. I'm in education for a very long time. And I feel the same way in that sense. And it's really sad sometimes when you see these kids and you want them to just, your story is so key to it, because I could sit here and say to them, you can do it, you can make it, you can persevere. Just stay true to yourself, believe in yourself. However, although I've had certain difficulties in my life, you have actually experienced what many of these children are experiencing on a daily basis, and therefore your story is so much more important, because they'll look at you and they'll say, well, if he overcame that, I can overcome that too. So how do you ensure that you get your story out to as many people, as many children, as many venues, as much as possible to try and inspire these kids?
Um, oof, you gave me chill bumps.
Sorry.
Yes, yes. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Um, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing for the Globetrotters, because for the past 2 years of my career, my last 2 years with the Globetrotters, um, that's that was on my heart, like to like stop playing and just give back to our youth, because we're losing a lot of our youth through cyberbullying, violence, everything. Like every race go through things, you know. It's like, oh man. So I'm like sitting in my hotel room and like asking myself, how can I like get with the program, and just how can I play a part? How can I make a difference?
Yeah.
And so my heart was telling me, you traveling so much right now, and you can't do it right now. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to resign. And that's where I resigned. And I wanted to be a part. I wanted to make a difference, because when you're a Globetrotter, you know, it's about team. You know, you're traveling, et cetera, et cetera. So you don't have time to give that impact. I mean, you're impacting the world, but that one kid might need your attention. That second kid might need your attention, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't get a chance to get up and personal, close. So it's like, okay, Jonte, start going to these schools, because our youth need a positive role model, positive somebody to influence them to like be great. And so that's when I resigned, and I've been doing public speaking ever since. And I travel around the country, city to city, state to state, and hopefully I want to get out of the country and start going to different countries to motivate them kids over there in different countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so important. And
It's very important.
I just I just think that a lot of times right now, just kids feel alone, and especially at this point, they're they're looking for somebody. They're always, I don't care how tough they like to act, they like to give you
Yeah, absolutely.
that attitude or whatever it is that they like to give you. You can break that
Yeah,
wall down and you see that heart and that love inside of them. They're there. And I think a lot of kids right now are just feeling so alone with the way this
sure.
world situation is right now, even more, than before. And now probably even more, you have a lot more domestic violence because
Yes.
everybody's together, and a lot more of the cyberbullying because that's
Hmm.
how everyone's communicating. So
Yes.
what have you been able to do throughout the pandemic, in that sense, in trying to connect with children or schools? What have you been doing at this point right now?
So my manager set up a virtual thing for me, so I could be able to like have like the virtual talks and stuff like that. So I'm still like, it's still new to me to do the virtual stuff.
Yep.
So, but I try to connect. I try to connect live on Instagram, Facebook. At least I try to do it once a week. But sometimes, having a family, having a 7-month-old baby, sometimes it get tough.
Wonderful. Little boy or
Yeah,
little girl?
yeah. A little boy,
Oh, how sweet. And what's his name?
Jameer.
Jameer. How wonderful. That's so
Yeah.
wonderful. Fantastic. Yes, no, and and family and things, they come into play
Mhm.
when you're doing that. Now you wrote a book.
Yes, I'm a co-author 2 books. I co-author a book called Keep Smiling. I have it somewhere in here.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Smiling. And then I have a second book called was it Spiritual Fitness Survivor. So I co-authored 2 books.
And what, so with Keep Smiling, what was your drive to co-author that book? What was it that said inside of you, okay, I'm going to do this?
We all go through the drama, the stress, the depression. So regardless of all that, you have to keep a smile on your face. So keep smiling through all the bull crap, everything you go through, the pit stop jobs that you at. Just keep smiling.
Yeah.
So that was my motivation because I was going through that at the time. And so, regardless of what, you got to dodge punches and stuff like that, just keep smiling.
That's right. That's so true. I like to say, I like to teach my students to fill a bucket. If you fill somebody else's bucket that day to make them feel good, a compliment, whatever, you're filling your bucket too,
Absolutely.
at the same time. So that's fantastic. And what about the other one, the second book that you wrote?
Yes, Spiritual Fitness Survivor. I don't like to force religion on anybody,
Right.
But I'm a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was like a guy, he was like, he's a Christian too, and he brought it to my attention, like, Jonte, how would you feel like, you be a part of this book, get your story and then put it in a book. So, being a Christian and believing in God, I say, okay, no problem. I want to give God thanks.
That's right.
So how he blessed me, because without him, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
So why not put my story in there? That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
So that was the motivation. That was the motivation there.
How wonderful. Yes. And it's true. And I think that it's so important to be grateful and be thankful to God for everything. And I know some people
Amen.
call it the universe. Some people call it a higher being.
Yeah.
We call it God.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
give thanks.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Absolutely.
For that. So, oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Okay. So now let's rewind and go back to the past. And so you graduate high school. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. I did. Yeah. Yes. Graduated high school. Yes.
Yeah. You graduate high school. You were playing basketball in high school, right?
4 years. Yes.
Okay. And you finish high school, and then what? So
in high school, I wasn't recruited from colleges, so I had to write schools to come see me. And at the time, I was about 4'11", my senior year of high school. And I got with my aunt. She was great with the words and stuff like that. So she wrote me out a mass letter so I could send out to schools,
right.
and having them come see me. So I even lied my height. So I said I was 5'5". So for schools to come see me, and I was only 4'11".
All right. So, well, from a distance, they might not. No.
I know, right? That didn't work. No schools came to see me, and was just like my teammates were recruited. Mm-hmm. They got scholarships. They walked on the schools, but I didn't. So I had to go ahead.
How did you feel in that moment?
I felt it. I felt depressed. I felt stressed. I was like, dang, like, I know I have the talent, but why I'm not getting recruited? My grades was fair. Mm-hmm. That wasn't like a A+ student. I was like a B, B student. And so it was like, okay, like, why I'm not getting recruited? And then I kind of realized, okay, Jonte, you 4'11", but that shouldn't matter. I think your skill set should play a major role. Mm-hmm. Your personality and who you are as a person should, like, get you recruited, get you a scholarship. Education first, and then the rest rest behind it. And nobody came to see me. Nobody wanted to sign me for like a scholarship.
Wow. So what did you?
So I had to walk on a community college, CCBC Catonsville. He kind of like recruited me, but I didn't get no scholarship. It was just like financial aid and set me up with all that good stuff. and I played, did great, and then had to drop out. I don't like to use that word, but I had to drop out. Reality hit me early in my life, and I had to take care of my mother.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So they work a regular job, a legit job, not illegal. It was legal. So I had to work a regular, doing housekeeping work, take care of my mother.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't call that dropping out. I would definitely call that probably, you know, rising up in that sense.
Rising, okay. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Because really, yes, you had to leave school. However, you did it because you had to take responsibility. And
Absolutely.
so your mom is okay now?
Well, she has MS still. You know, she's had multiple sclerosis. To everybody that's going to watch this podcast, if they don't know what MS is, it's like it targets the nervous system. Mm-hmm. So my mom's whole body is numb. So when you come from outside when it's cold and your fingers be numb, your whole body be numb, that's how my mom's body feel every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yes. So it's like I got to take care of my mom. You only get one. And I still feel that to this day. You know.
Now, so how did it go from then, I'm going to call it rising up and taking care of your mom to the Globetrotters?
Okay, so I had to talk with my mom. I said, Mom, so I had to put basketball on hold when I was working all through my 20s. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm showing my age. I'm showing my age.
I won't tell you.
So all through my 20s, I work and doing janitorial work, and I had to talk with my mom. I said, Mom, I still have the itch to play basketball. Like I want to play ball, but I know.
Hold on a second. So hold on a second. So at this point, through your entire 20s, whole 20s, you were just working day-to-day job and taking care of your Wow. Yep. Okay.
Until I got like 20, 25, legitimate 25.
Okay.
25. So I'll do my 20s until I got like mid-20s, 25. And I was working regular job. And so I talked. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because this is so intriguing to me. So were you okay? So were you thinking in your mind at that moment, like, basketball's probably over, you know?
Yes, of course. I was like that. Yes. And I had people tell me, give up. Like, don't even try to play basketball no more. Like, just get you don't have no record, no jail record. You get a, yep. You'll get a job somewhere. So you don't worry about basketball.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I had to talk with my mom. I said, Mom, I still want to play basketball. And she was like, Jonte, when they do it, I'm going to be fine. You know? And that's when I started trying out different minor leagues. And of course I didn't make it. You know, my height played a major role. And never was told that my talent wasn't there.
Right.
My talent was always there. But I know my height played a major role into that. Because I'm only 5'2".
Right.
So I know my height played a major role.
Uh-huh.
So and I was about to give up basketball at one time. I was like 25 at this time, 26. And I gave basketball one more opportunity. And I emailed the Washington Generals, the Globetrotters opponents. Mm-hmm. Emailed them, and they gave me opportunity. They said, well, Jonte, send me some film and you get a contract. And at the time, they didn't pay me much, but I was just happy just to be playing basketball and getting paid for it. So it was like, oh, wow, you know, I even got emotional with that. Like, dang, I made it. Like, I got an official professional basketball contract, you know, so of course I'm going to share some tears. So it was like a breath of fresh air. So, and I made it. I made it. So it was just like, and then I did that for a year and a half, and then the Globetrotters loved me so much, and they gave me a tryout. And you know, being going through my whole career, being told you too small or you too short, or you know this, you that. So I'm in a history book that's been the first shortest Harlem Globetrotter in history.
You know what? And I'm going to go back to this. Like, I truly believe that God used you as a vehicle to
Amen.
bring kids hope. I really truly
Amen.
believe that is your that's why you were created, and I just
Amen.
absolutely love it. Love it. It's amazing.
Hey, you about to make me get emotional
Sorry.
here.
I'm getting emotional over here. Like
Amen.
it's so exciting.
Amen. Yes, 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 yes. You're right.
So you've traveled the world.
Yes, 57 countries, all 50 states.
What did you learn while like what do you feel is the most important? You made it. You got into basketball. You were with the Harlem Globetrotters. You traveled the world. What do you feel is the most important lesson that you learned while traveling and being a part of it? There may be more than one. However, what do you feel you took away from that? Because we know you have perseverance. We know you're motivated. But what did you learn that you didn't know before or that you feel enhanced your life?
Like you said, perseverance. And don't take nothing for granted. Like, don't give up. You know, like I feel like a lot of people give up before um before knowing who they are. You know, I just think that when you start something, I think you should just finish it out, regardless if you have your ups and downs, and mainly downs, because you're gonna have mainly downs, whatever you want to do in life. And I think, you know, if you stick with it, the it's beautiful on the other side. If you just hang in there and just go through your pit stops, meaning you have jobs that you don't want to be at.
Those are
I think if
yeah, those are lessons. I think those are your lessons.
exactly,
Those are your lessons that
exactly,
you're growing, and so you may
exactly,
you're stuck in a rut, but it's your time to grow and your time to learn to get you ready for that next step.
exactly. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people are not mentally focused, and they give up. They think, oh wow, I'm not where I want to be at. So, oh man, so I just gotta just give up on my dreams. So I just gotta just do this. I mean, I used to clean bathrooms for a living, like janitorial work.
Yeah.
Not nothing wrong with it. I took that in pride, because I knew where I wanted to be at. I knew at the time it was a pit stop.
Right.
And so a lot of our people think that that's the last resort. They think that's the last ending of their life. They're gonna be there for life, and it shouldn't stop there, because it's the other side. If you do what you got to do here, I think we all get tested by God.
Always.
If always, so if God see that you persevering and you're doing great things where you at, where He got you at, then He gonna get you where you're supposed to be at.
That's
And
right.
I think that's where I passed, because I feel like I took that in pride. Okay, I'm doing janitorial work, but I'm gonna take this in pride, and I'm gonna just thank God for it, and just keep focused. And that's what got me to where I'm at today. You know,
because it's a test of your faith, really.
exactly. We all get tested every day. We getting tested.
Are you going to be faithful, or are you going to curse Him and say, "Oh, why? Woe is me! Why me?" You know.
Yep. Exactly. We all tend to do that.
Absolutely.
We all tend to do that.
We all have our moment. I mean, even still, I'm sure you can even say now, like,
yes,
you know,
I do.
You have like, it's not, yes, you made it in everything, but now you have new goals. You have striving for new things, and you're looking to do something new for your future. And so therefore, it's not all, roses and rainbows.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? It's amazing that you mentioned that, because right now I feel like I'm doing it all over again. But now I have a platform though now. It's different now. But I feel like, I went back to the work world, because I feel like I'm starting all over again,
Right.
with my new journey, doing the speaking stuff. So I had to go back and to the real world and work. So, but I know it's only a pit stop. I know it's preparing me for when I go to these schools. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have a good foundation where, I'm speaking on a regular. I'm speaking like every day. I'm somewhere different every day, every week, so I gotta work. And so I had to really like kind of like, how can I put it? Set my pride to the side and say, Jonte, it is what it is. You're not no globetrotter no more. You got to go back to the work world, and you just got to just start all over again. So I had a hard time for that. So all the listeners that's going to watch this, all the viewers that's going to watch this podcast, I went through a transition from being a peer,
Mm-hmm.
and then now I'm like back down, so you got to know who you are.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are. And I'm back to a pit stop.
Right.
So we all go through pit stops, and it's up to us how we handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here, but I'm going is here to provide for my family and to make put my family in a good financial situation until my next career move, progress.
That's a
So we
huge,
all go through pit stops.
yeah, and that's a huge testimony to your character. Say, you know what, like,
Yes,
I got knocked down from the pedestal, and
yep,
therefore, but you're humble. You have to be humble
absolutely.
about it.
You have to.
Even Jesus washed people's feet. So, right? So, I mean, I
Yep,
don't even
yep,
I'm going back
yep.
to religion,
Absolutely, absolutely.
but at the same time, like, and so when you think about it, and that's something. And for right now, I'm imagining, because probably didn't have a whole lot of practice in public speaking, or you didn't
Yes,
really know how to engage kids. So I'm imagining you're studying, you're reading, you're watching other public speakers to see, what they do or how they engage or
mm-hmm.
how they're successful, so that you can better your craft and then make it your own.
Absolutely, absolutely. But actually, the Globetrotters really prepped me for the public speaking, because we just not basketball players. We are ambassadors of
Yes.
goodwill. So we were like, they had us go to schools, like to like talk to the kids and stuff like that. That prepped me to this, and
Right.
I ain't realized that until recently. Like, God put you in situations for reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So my reason was the Globetrotters, to build myself up now, to
Right.
like get comfortable with speaking in front of the camera, with doing podcasts. So I get what God was doing with me. So He prepped me for this day.
And
I got all my knowledge from then.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that when you go out and you do these things, and you know that you are his vessel, quote unquote,
Absolutely,
you are speaking, he's speaking through you. And
absolutely.
and if you think of it that way, then you can't go wrong with that. So I just think that's
Amen.
so amazing, so absolutely amazing. What
Thank you.
phenomenal story. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So tell me now, I mean, how are you feeling about the climate in the United States at the moment, with the riots, the protests? So much is peaceful, so much is positive. However, it just seems like on the news they like to just show the negative parts, and not
Yeah.
the positive people that are trying to do this in a a nonviolent and peaceful way, but to still get their voice heard. Any feelings on what's happening right now?
I think as a race, African Americans, I think we need work. I think it's a lot of work that we need that needs to be done. It start with us. And it's a lot going on, and it's a lot of stuff that's not fair. That's what's going on. We just need work. It start with us. It start with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I know that when I had spoken to your teammate, to flight
Herbert.
yeah,
Yep. Herbert Lane.
yes, one thing that he had said to me, which was incredible, and also another incredible testament for his character. And he said, he's like, I grew up in Arkansas. I faced racism every single day. He said to me, but however, I'm thankful for those people because they made
Absolutely.
who I am today. And when I go back there and I greet them and say hello, and I have forgiveness in my heart, it still can't even I can't imagine, because I've never experienced it myself. However, I can't imagine, but I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and it's a horrible thing.
It is. You know what? I never like experienced it growing up, like in the city, because it was a majority African Americans. So I never experienced it growing up, but I experienced it like, going to them different cities and towns, been a Globetrotter, and you can feel the energy.
Yeah.
You can feel the energy, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but you got to rise above it.
Yes.
You have to rise above it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't stoop to that level.
I just think of, right now, and he's just, I mean, with John Lewis and everything, I mean, what he is
Sad.
the epitome of incredible,
Yeah.
of what we all should aspire to, in our life. And I just think that is amazing, and he is incredible. And so if we can have more role models like that,
Absolutely.
then we'll be in good shape, right?
I agree. And you know what? And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I know I can't change the world, but I want to inspire. I want to help inspire the world. Like, I want to, like, every race, Black, white, Latina, every race, Chinese. I want to really inspire everyone.
Right. And you can't change the world. However, you can lead by example. Just like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And that's all we can all do, really, in order to help and get people and educate people, obviously.
Exactly. I agree. 1,000%.
So, yeah. All right. So on a little less lighter of a note, okay. So let's why don't you tell me, like, who's like your role model? Who maybe even growing up or now?
My mom is my role model. First off top, that's my role model. For sports, basketball, I'm gonna say two people. Muggsy Bogues, he's from Baltimore.
Okay.
He played in the NBA. And Earl Boykins, he played in the NBA. So all these guys paved the way for me, like, as far as being a small basketball player. So those two guys inspire me. And now, let me see, my role model is I'm gonna say not a role model, but my inspiration. My inspiration is my son.
Nice. Very nice. Because you're a dad now.
Yeah, no, my dad is. Yeah, I'm a dad.
So that's a whole other responsibility and job that you know you're gonna mold a little boy.
Yes. Yes. And I think you're gonna be taller than me too.
Well, even if he's
Yeah.
not, if he has your heart, that's all that counts, right?
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Sure. What about music? Like, what's your feel good music? If you're down, you don't feel, you know, you're having a bad day, what do you listen to that just pumps you up?
I'm a huge R&B guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like R&B. I don't know if you know about this group, Drew Hill, Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
You know about Drew Hill? Oh, you know them guys?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Cisco,
I do.
the don.
Yeah.
Okay. So that type of music, like not that song per se, but
Well, it could make you feel good. I mean,
yeah. But I try to give you an example. Like I try to like describe the guy to you. But them type of songs like inspire me.
mm-hmm. So now that we come down to the end of our interview, what is something that you would like to leave people, youth, children with a word or with something from your heart that you want to share?
Okay, so it's like two. Well, so I'm gonna leave with a quote, but I just want to say this. Can I say this first?
Of course.
Okay. To everybody that's listening, that's watching, we all go through pit stops. Don't let it define who you are as a character or as you as a person. Don't give up on your dreams, no matter what. And I like to leave with this quote: as long as your heart stands tall, you're not so small. You're not so small to do anything. That's what the whole "not so small" stands for.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
You are truly an amazing person, and I feel
Thank you.
I am more full and better having known you and being able here to
Oh,
talk to you today. So
you about to get me emotional.
I know, but I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my
Thank
heart
you.
too.
Thank you.
So yes. So hopefully we'll be in touch again.
For sure.
And
Yes.
you know, and so I love everything that you're doing with education.
Thank you.
And yeah. So anybody out there listening for schools and want to book him as a speaker, that would be wonderful, because truly an inspirational story that all children, youth need to hear. Even adults need to hear it, because
Yes, true.
some people give up on their dreams just way too easy. And if learned anything from the people that made it in life, it has been because they have persevered over and over and over, and they just never gave up and never said no. So yeah. So thank you so much, and I will definitely
Thanks for having me.
thank you, and take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and God bless.
You too.